Now that we know exactly what is happening with the northern lights, we have all those tiny parts of protons and electrons emitted from the sun in a solar wind, and they come down and interact through the magnetic field at our poles, north and south pole, with oxygen and nitrogen atoms, and it'll excite them to the point that they emit light. Now that we know this, now we can do our project in which we draw the northern lights. Alright, I need each member of each table to go over to the box. First member, choose who gets to go, and don't get to have a fist fight over it. First member will go and get enough whites for the table. Second person will get enough purples for the table. Third person will get enough greens for the table. And the last person will get enough pinks for the table. Blue can be optional later, but I'm not going to worry about it now. So you need white, purple, green, and pink for now. I'll let the chaos subside before I get to the next part of the lesson. You will get a piece of black paper. First things first, I want you to put your name on the back of the paper and 4C. After that, of course, flip it over so it's now on the back of your paper. The best state in the United States of America to see the Northern Lights is Alaska, and I believe they have it on their license plate. So first things first, we need some snowy mountains or snowy hills. Coming into our picture. Go ahead. We're going to leave a little bit of black in between them just so we kind of have a black line, but we're going to fill them in gently. With our white. Make sure to put a nice thick layer on top to make it really shine. It is way hard to see the northern lights in summertime because nighttime lasts so short in summer. In fact, at the summer solstice in Alaska, they have what's called the Midnight Sun Festival, which is awesome, but also it's daytime for 24 hours a day. And at winter solstice, the sun never rises. It is nighttime for 24 hours a day. Alright, so I'm going to come back. I'm going to make it nice and white and not too scribbly. Alright, so now I've got my nice snowy hills. From there, I'm going to go with green. find green's the easier color to add too. I want you to draw 3 very serpentine, which means curvy, lines on your paper. You're going to come back and make these lines a little thicker in some places and thinner in others. So it has kind of a watery river effect, and fill them in as you go. It's pretty cool that we can even see these, because when we see these, we're seeing the magnetic field that we generally cannot see. It's invisible to the naked eye. In Norway, they call this the fox's tail. And there's a whole legend behind that, which I can't remember all of it, but I'll have to retrain myself in that story. That being done, once you have your green, you're going to add a little bit of purple on top of that. So go ahead, get your purple, add a little bit of purple on top of that. You're going to take your finger and you're actually going to start to smudge it. You're going to smudge your green into your purple. I'm going to smudge up with this nice up motion. If you want to add a little bit more purple actually inside of your green and then smudge it again, you can. Let's blend those colors. And yes, you're going to feel a little oily by the end of the class. That's okay. We're going to wash our hands. So repeat that with your other stripes of Northern Lights. I could say solar wind. And last but not least, we're going to add a little bit of pink. You can add some inside your green, or on top of, even if you already smudged it, your purple. The same concept, you're going to smudge it with your finger. You're going to find a nice balance with color with this. So you can go ahead and smudge the bottom of your greens too. I'm going to add a little bit more purple in some areas because I want that purple stripe to really stand out. be consistent with how you do your colors. With upward motion. You don't want to be inconsistent or it just looks like a big mess. You go like this and then like this. You're not going to have as happy an outcome. You want these to feel very ethereal, which means kind of misty, kind of whimsical, like they're just there, barely there, very airy feeling, ethereal. Careful when you get to your edge of your paper. Notice I'm holding it down with my fingers so I don't rip it accidentally. If you do rip it, we got tape. We got the tape. Not to worry. Alright, so now we got the Northern Lights, and of course we can finish off since it is nighttime, and clear cold night is the best nights to see stars. Some even peek through our Northern Lights. Go ahead and add stars to your night sky as well. And there you go. Northern Lights picture. And that is how you do the Northern Lights art illustration. There you go. That's the word I'm looking for. Alright, I hope you learned something new today with the Northern Lights being solar radiation hitting our magnetic field at the North and South poles. It's awesome stuff. Alright, and I can't wait to see you for our last lesson of the semester. Bye-bye.